Welcome back to the Nova Show Real Estate Records. I'm Karla Rivera. I'll be your host for today's episode, and I'm super excited. I've got Rebecca Turpin with me. Not only have I known Rebecca for like 7 years now, she is a leading agent in our industry, made top 500, also a coach, mentor, and leader on one of the top producing teams here in Utah. So I'm so excited to learn more about her than what I already know. And so let's get right into it, Rebecca. What were you doing before you started real estate, and what inspired you to get into it?
I actually always been in real estate. So my family is a family of erasers. So my first job at 16 was I'd get done with school. I would go to the 1 hour photo booth. That's like the saging me. Pick up my 1 hour photos and come back, make triple copies, put them all together, and then I would go deliver to mortgage companies and then pick up the new orders. And that was my first job. And then from there, it just, I started then I was looking up the big flood hazard books, taxes. I would write up we actually had to do the sketches on paper and just with like a ruler. And so they would give me their drawings and I would write out all their sketches. And that's how yeah. And then from there, I did some other, obviously graduated high school, went to college, but then I did a few other things and ended up, my brother came and said, "Hey, you need to do this. You need to get back in the family biz." So I got my license and started working as an appraiser and did that on and off, and then ended up owning an appraisal company. When I got divorced, we ended up dissolving everything and needed to find a new path or either go back into appraising. And my mom actually said, "Why don't you look into being a real estate agent?" And I was like, "I just redid all my schooling for appraising literally like 6 months ago. I'm not." And she was like, "I think it might be a really good option for you." And she was right. And so I stopped and I was in going back to finish up my degree. So I was finishing my degree. I was a single mom of four, and I went back and got my.
Is it us that I actually love this story? Um, Tell us about what you were doing when you got your license, when you were door knocking, all those things, because it's so impressive.
Oh, yeah. So I was that first year, I had been in, like, a stay-at-home mom. We had a company that I was working in, but when everything got dissolved, I ended up having to start from scratch. So I was cleaning houses. I was working as an appraiser, like apprentice. I was going to school and I was on food stamps. I was on, like, we had no money and I really was determined to keep my house. And so once my mom said, you need to find something you can make money faster and this I think could be good for you. And so I got my license and immediately went out and put my baby in a wagon and I started walking around the neighborhood and I had no scripts. I had no idea what to say. I just said, "Hey, have you ever thought about buying or selling a house? Or do you know anyone looking to buy or sell a house?" And I just knocked on all the doors and I posted on social media. And I ended up getting from that a buyer and a listing.
Wow. And that's so incredible. You just took your circumstance and instead of making it an excuse, you got your kids involved and went out there.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I know a lot of realtors in our industry are also moms, right? So it's just really inspiring to know that you don't have to pause your life as a mom. You could take your kids along for the ride.
Well, and my thing was I failure wasn't an option. Like, this was it. I had to make this work. I thought to myself, and I said this, and it sounds so terrible. I wasn't, I wasn't meant to live this life. I don't want my kids living this life. I know I can do this. If it's hard work, I got this. Like, I can work hard.
This is one of your mantras, right? I can do hard things.
I can do hard things. Anybody who knows me knows, like, I can do hard things because we can. And that was I burned my boats. I was like, has to work. And I will do anything and put myself out there to make this work and create a life for my or for my family, for my kids. So
Yes, I love that so much about you. And it's so true to who you are. I mean, I've been lucky enough to see you out in the field, but also like go out with you. And I remember one time I don't even know what we were doing, but we were outside on a tulip day, like actually outside. And you just walked up to some random person waiting for the light to change. And you're like, "Hi, I'm Rebecca Turpin. Have you thought about buying this like house?" And handed him his card. Do you remember this? Oh my gosh. I was like, heck yeah, girl, get it. Okay, yeah, I don't even remember, but I remember what you said and that you just were any opportunity you have, you really take it. And I love that about you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So with that in mind, talk to me a little bit more about, well, I know when you first started, you joined a really intense team, right? That helped prepare you to just be savage out there. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, you've now become a highly respected mentor and coach. I've had the pleasure to sit in that seat of having you as a mentor, and it's just part of who you are. So, what got you into that?
Got into so I guess I'll rewind. So when I joined that team, I actually walked out of a meeting, and in that meeting, it was a listing meeting, and they said, "Okay, how many listings? Like, how many listing appointments does everybody got?" And they were like, "What? None or whatever." And I was like, "4." And he was like, what are you talking about? How you betray? Oh, yeah." And I was like, so I didn't know any better. I just was like, "Oh yeah," like, and I didn't even know really what a listing, but I just had posted on Facebook. "Hey, I'd like to. You want a free market analysis? Like, want to know how much your house is worth? I'm happy." And I didn't know, like, you could, I just was like, "Oh, man, come over and I'll do this," and I just would drop it, and then I left. I didn't know how to really close. I just was like, "Oh, here you go." And he's like, "So how many did you get?" And I was like, "Well, none." And he's like, "Okay, well, let's," and we started going through it. And then one of my favorite like court memories of this is we were walking out of that class, and I got a phone call, and this team leader was in front of me, and they said, "Yeah, we want to get the listing. We want to list with you." I was like, "Oh, that's amazing. You want to list?" And he turns around, and I was like, "Okay, that's great. You know what? I'm just walking out of a meeting. Let me call you right back." And he gave me a high five, and I said, "Oh, what do I do now?" Like, I had no clue what the next site was.
Still got it. Okay, this brings up such a good point because in our industry, a lot of the times I think people do get stuck, right? You call all the time, whether it's a cold call or you're calling your friends and family, and you do set these appointments, and then it's like, now what? And people will spend so much time preparing for what's next, but you did the opposite. You just did the thing and then found the how.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen that is how we should do it. You go for what you're doing, you have a clear why in mind, and then you figure out how you're going to get there.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Sometimes, especially in real estate, we can get really mired in the details. So, but okay, I've got to have a 20-step plan of how to get from A to Z, and I need to know how to do everything before I do A. And I just say, just do A. We'll figure A and B and C and D. Like, you'll figure it out. I took out some buyers. Same thing. Like, this was before I was part of a team. I took out buyers and we looked at houses, and I said, "Okay," they're like, "What do I write an offer?" I'm like, "That's amazing. Okay, so why don't you guys go grab a drink? I'm going to write up the contract and we'll meet back here in an hour." And they were like, "Great." And I walked in, and the office was empty. It was 5 o'clock on a Thursday or something. And I started walking around like, "Hey, buddy, help me write a list." Like, I had no idea how to write an offer. And I didn't know how, like, I knew nothing. There was somebody there to help me.
Yeah, but like your clients would have never known that in the shirt.
No, they were just like, "Oh, great." So that's like my thing. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to the end, but I know that if I make a first step, if I take one step in, like, I'll figure it out, and then we'll take the next step and the next step. And so that's the hard step.
Really good advice for people that are just getting started in the industry or even considering buying or selling, right? Like you don't need to know all the answers up front. If you have someone on your side like you're gonna figure it out together one step at a time. And honestly, that's a little safer anyway. Like, why worry about what's happening at Z if we haven't even gotten through A and B?
Yeah, and I've been really blessed by having amazing coaches. Yes, I was part of a really intense team. But with that team, it really prepared me to, I mean, failure wasn't an option in my world, but also part of this team. And it just,
In alignment.
yeah,
That's why you came together, I bet.
yeah, and it really made sense that I wanted to do this on high level. I knew I wanted to be really good. And I needed it. I knew that I needed a mentor or somebody to train, because when you get into real estate, you don't know what you don't know. And so being like a part of that team, really getting the information, the knowledge, just literally every aspect of real estate, I carry through till today.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, so now you're on this team, you're thriving because from the beginning you were producing at a high level. What or at what point did you start getting pulled to more of the mentor side and coaching other agents?
So I was closing my first full year. I closed 40, did it again the next year, and I was a buyer agent. So I was mostly doing buyers, and 40 buyers was it. And I had 4 kids. I was a single mom. My kids were
And tell me their ages at the time when you first started.
they were probably they were 6, let's see, 6, 10, 12, and 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was until
Those are ages that, I mean, every age needs your attention, but you have to be fully present.
yeah, it was definitely the struggle. And the second year I ended up getting a showing agent and trying to leverage a little more. And the team was amazing. I was there for almost 4 years, and then it just felt like I was ready for a new challenge, and I left and interviewed at a couple of I had people coming to me with different opportunities. And that's where I ended up meeting you on that team. Yes, that was and just I was there for a while, and I had like great experiences, met amazing people, and we just had the best time. It was a completely opposite culture shift from where I was at.
Yeah.
That was very like strict, regimented. And then the other side was a lot more like fun and loose and like really, and it just was like I got to see like 2 very opposite teams, both
But I think
well.
in this industry, to be completely honest, you do have to stay strict and consistent and have these rituals that are not negotiable.
Yeah.
And you taught me that, right? Because when I did meet you, I was kind of just like floating in life. Right. I knew I had my goals in mind and it was important for me to create financial freedom and all these things, right? But I was focused on how am I going to do it rather than just implementing it. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I thought I had told you before, but you were one of 2 people in my life that had the courage to call me forward every single day, not just like once a month, but every single day, and you are a great coach and mentor. You aren't afraid to get people uncomfortable. And I think that is why you are highly respected. At least for me, that was the case. Like, okay, this woman is coming and asking me why I'm not on the phone or why I didn't schedule this. And it was like, gosh, I'm so upset. Like, just leave me alone. But at the same time, it's exactly what I needed. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to keep disappointing her. This is getting annoying. So it worked. It helped. It really did. And then it even got to the point where we, did our own thing. And I'm like, oh, I miss her. Like, I missed your voice. And I've kept a lot of your sayings, like the I can do hard things. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what would Rebecca do? It's gonna be fine. So yes, well, you are great at it because you also are living in the example, right? And that's how leaders really show up. It's like, hey, yeah, let me show you how this is done, and I've already been there and done that.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially for you, I just saw like all this potential, and you were so talented, and I just wanted to be like, you got this, like you could do just like little shifts. And I think for most people it's the case. Like a lot of us are so close. If we just made a couple of small adjustments or had some accountability, somebody would be like, hey, are you doing that? Like,
Yeah.
are you calling? Because you gotta call. Are you gonna So are you calling now? Like, so when
You're still not calling.
so like you're actually not on the phone yet. So can you call now? And it is scary. It's scary when you're like making those calls, and you get so much rejection, and it's like, oh, do I want to get? And I just, it's part of the job, but you gotta keep flowing through it, because you'll have some rejection, and then you'll have somebody who says, hey, I'd like you to list my house. You're like, great. Hey, what do I say?
All worth it, right?
Worth it. And so I think accountability, which nobody super loves, but even I've like really found that again, and having, coaches and mentors that help you stay on track is key.
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask you. Do you feel like it's crucial in this industry specifically to have mentors and coaches?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think we all, I follow people and who are super high producing agents, and all of them have coaches.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing this. The high level people are not doing this alone. They're not just going out there like, I know everything, like, I got this. And you looking at them and you're like, you got this. Like, I want to be you. And they're like, no, I've got to go on their court. I have people who are pushing me. And so, yeah, I think everybody needs to have somebody, a mentor, a coach, somebody to hold you accountable, because we're self-employed. We wake up every day unemployed. We have to make it work. If we don't work, like, then work isn't necessarily us. Like, we got to be working all the time, and we need accountability for that. And having somebody to hold you accountable, is key. And I had a few years where I didn't have that, and I definitely felt it. And so it's been really nice to get back, even though while I'm coaching others, having you also like, hey, look, coach, like, and having somebody to like keep me accountable as well.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of the time you bring what you're getting from your coaches, and then after you've applied it, you're also sharing that with the people that you're mentoring?
Absolutely. I try to get to as many classes. Anytime I see anybody, I just went to one yesterday. It was amazing. And anytime anybody's coming from out of state or doing anything, especially like, I'm there. I want to hear. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to be engaged. I'm not bringing my laptop. I saw so many people, laptops open, like working and doing whatever. And I get like, we're trying to multitask, but also we're paying money. We're here. Like, let's like invest. Let's take what he's saying, because there's so much gold and so much amazing things.
That's a really huge tip, actually. I see so many people at conventions of this, and you're absolutely right. They're there physically. I'm even guilty of this, right? But they're not actually taking in the information, absorbing it, and then what? Like, so you show up, and then what?
I know. And for me, I've done it too. I show them laptops. I've been trying to multitask, thinking, okay, I'll just like get this and I'll do that. But in the end, like, you're not fully there. And as much as, in this business, we think we can do 100 things at once, like, what I've been learning over the last few years is really slowing down, and let's do none of that really well at a time. Like, let's figure this out, and then we'll grow this. I still struggle with that. My ADD brain is like all over the place, and I had to be like, and we can do this and this and this and this, and
we'll circle back
and I simple dog, and
you know what? Those S's are common characteristic in real estate. Almost everyone I talk to is like, and I have ADD. I'm like, yeah, I think that's just a requirement now.
I mean, nobody, when you get into real estate, you don't get into it for the structure and for the, you get into it. It's the dopamine highs, you're getting those like fixes of like, the deal, and then you get the thing, and it's kind of polar. It is. And, I had a mentor, a few years back, and he was like, look, we all have AD, like, we're all here, and it's the struggle of a good agent of learning how to manage that, learning how to take it and slow down, and not you think you can do everything all at once. And so I'd be like, okay, I need this idea.
Wait, why do you have it? Like, you have a saying for this too. It's like, you can't do everything well, but you can.
Tell me it. So you've been on there. Yeah. It's like
one of the many Rebecca's saying.
You can do everything. Anything. Like, my whole thought is like, I can do a lot of things like okay, but I can only do like one thing at a time really, really well. And I want to get that one thing. There's like a whole saying, I'm sure.
Yeah,
wrong,
but I feel like you said it. Yeah. So on this note, what would you say is the biggest thing that real estate agents get wrong about the industry when they're first joining? Like just a misconception or
Yeah, I think a lot of, like I hear this when I'm Airbnb agents is I just love looking at houses. It's so fun. I just love, and I'm like, okay, that's like too also stuff. This is a relationship job. This is all about creating relationships, and it's about hard conversations. Like you are having to have hard conversations all day, every day. You are creating relationships with people. And then once in a while you show some houses and it's fun and it's great. But you're having those hard conversations with other agents, with your clients. And it's hard. Like this is you're a counselor. I've had to send, clients who were getting a little feisty with each other, like husband and wife, be like, okay, guys, we're gonna regroup, have you go upstairs, I'm having you go downstairs. Like say take a minute. Yeah. And I've had agents who are just so angry about a situation and I had to be like, look, our clients are the emotional ones. We need to be the ones who are calm and keep our cool because if we're getting wrapped up in the emotion, we're not doing our clients any good. Like they're already emotional. And so we need to be calm, we need to find the win and we need to figure out how to make this work. And and I've had to say that to like, okay, I need you to take a breath. I know you're emotional, but let's take a minute and and like kind of
a conversation.
and it's a hard conversation to have. Nobody wants to have that with your peers and your colleagues and or your clients. But that's really what real estate is about is having those conversations and not being afraid of them.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's tricky.
This is why you're a great theater. So, okay, speaking of that, what would you say is one of your most proud moments as a coach and leader?
Oh, as a coach and a leader.
So you lead your clients as well, but I mean more specifically as like other agents.
My mind just like totally goes blank. I guess some of what's been really cool is seeing those agents get their first deal or their first few deals and having hearing them repeat things that I said and hearing them on the phones and listening to them as we role play different scenarios and having them use that has been so much fun. And honestly, it's just seeing them succeed. I love it. Like that's the whole reason, you're a coach and a mentor and you're doing these things is to see people succeed. Especially people who think maybe they didn't think they could. And that's like somebody like for you, like seeing like you like go like, oh, I can get these people under contract. And like you just started like rolling and getting people under contract and it was really fun to see that. And I love that. And just having people get confidence.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
KO. That's so cute. But and I asked because you work with brand new agents, but you also work with seasoned agents.
I said, oh, I do.
Yeah.
And it's fun because even seasoned agents that I'm finding right now is there's gaps because everybody was trained differently. Nobody's had the same experience that I had. I had a very intense but full. I learned a lot of like all the ins and outs, and a lot of people didn't get that kind of training because they maybe started off on their own or they weren't at a brokerage that maybe offer a lot of training and support and so I think finding a place where you can, even if you're an experienced agent but maybe you're not getting the results that you wanted,
and just kind of upping your skill set too,
upping your skill set and finding the gaps. It's finding where am I missing and having somebody sit down and help you through that and coach you through that is really, and I've done it myself. I've had gaps. I've had lapses and things where I've had to go back to the drawing board, be like, what am I missing? What piece? And it's all stuff we know. It's just a reminder like,
well, it's kind of what you said too, right? Like you couldn't do it alone. You do need a perspective. It's someone else to be like, hey, have you considered this? Or let's take a look over here.
Yeah. And I love that. And just helping others, like especially agents who have been in the business for a while and they need to find their gaps and how can we take what you're doing and launch you off into a different realm. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then I know you've seen a lot of shifts in our market, right? We've survived the pandemic and now we're seeing a totally different market from that. What have you, well, okay, let me rephrase this. What do you think is coming for the next year to 3 years as far as all the things, interest rates, pricing, growth, and you go ahead, Saturday. No, I love it. I mean, because I know you have a crystal ball, so I say it without my crystal ball. So this day,
But yeah, I have lived those, and being a daughter of a family that was in real estate, we always knew where the market was depending on where we went shopping. So, like one year we're shopping in Nordstrom's, and the next year it might be Mervyn's, and then the next year was like the $10 understore, and then we were back up into like Mervyn's again.
like I know
So
what real
this
estate's doing.
yeah, so for me, like the living these like ups and downs, like you just know this is real estate. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
As far as the last couple of years, but they've been brutal. I mean, I was at a conference and we basically were selling as many homes this year as we did back in like 2007, 2008. So
Okay.
we were like 4.2 million or something. And we're the prediction I just heard was that we'll probably be that way for 2026 as well.
Okay.
They're predicting that we're going to have pretty similar year that we've had 2025, and that prices may even do a tiny bit of a dip. Of course, he was talking nationally, so he's saying we're going to have a bigger dip, but Utah always has like smaller micro, moments. And so they're predicting 2027 second quarter will start seeing some shifts. Now, of course, like who knows with the world and everything, nobody predicted the pandemic. Nobody's predicted that we would have such a, I mean, we really had from, 2013, 2014, we were just like going up, 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 up. Yeah. And we didn't have, it's usually about every 7 years you have a dip, and we didn't see that. And so, we had a little bit just the beginning of COVID, and then of course it went insane after that. And then we saw it. And so with inflation, not getting any better. And, they said until people stop spending money, which they're still spending money, we're still doing all the things.
It sounds wild. The pandemic spent more money. It's like, guys, we have no clue what's happening in the world if that's what we're doing.
Well, and even right now, people are spending money. We're still out shopping. We're still traveling. We're still doing things. And so until something shifts, so they're predicting another year of the same, which, to hear that, it feels daunting and a little depressing. But
so let's talk a little more about this. Like, because there's buyer's market or kind of a healthy market where you do see homes sitting for maybe 6 months, but there's still multiple offers. And I feel, more than I, but that we have seen that this year, where it's kind of a little bit of both, but I want your opinion on it. Have you felt it's more on the buyer's end, like favoriting buyers or sellers this year?
So what I would say is a go-to-market, or what the industry says, is we have about 6 months of inventory.
Okay.
And so, we've had a pretty steady amount of inventory through the last year. And even like the sales, actives, under contracts, all of that, we track it weekly, and it's been pretty consistent over the last 6 months. And we're probably going to see that again. And so
that's your stuff that thing.
I think it's great for buyers, because buyers are having a lot more options. They don't have to move in like 5 seconds. They're not saying, Joy, their child. Yeah, like, that's okay. I don't even need to do an inspection. I don't even need an appraisal. It doesn't even matter. I'll just pay above it. It's going to be fine. And just the insanity that it was. And honestly, we didn't even like it. We did that. I got 50 offers on a property. Like, that's not fun. That's not fun to have it. I mean, so I just had a listing, had a couple of offers on it. So we're seeing it, but then I see other things sitting on the market, and we're seeing, sellers dropping the price over and over again. And I think we're going to consistently see that through the next year. And it's tricky because we still have, people saying, well, my neighbor sold, blah, blah, blah. And, was confident I was at, they were like, okay, next year I'm not going to have. you're not gonna get that as much. You're not gonna get my neighbor sold. It's gonna be like, what do you think we can get?
Yeah, I hope so for the sake of all the professionals, just really like you that are wanting to help and be a good resource.
Yeah, and I think it can feel really depressing and daunting when you hear we have another year of it. But if you think about it, they say it's 37 months of a down market before it starts going up, which is where they're predicting
Okay.
22nd quarter 2027. But the thing, yes, it can feel depressing, but also we've made it this far. We've gone through 2 years. We can do another year, and now we actually know what we're in. We knew a little bit, but now we have, we can prepare.
We know that like you've rode this way for long enough to at least know what to expect.
Yeah, people are still getting divorced. People are still having babies. People are still dying. Like real estate will always continue to move. It's just a matter of who's going to take more of the market share. And, this was a challenge that we received. And I think is like whatever you're doing to lead gen, you need to double. Like that has to be your number one thing that you're focusing on is lead gen. And whatever it is, double it, triple it. You get out there, you're getting whatever worked 3-5 years ago, because a lot of agents that have come up right now, they've only seen it up market. They've only seen it go up. They've only seen multiple offers.
So they've only seen more about this because I think there is a misconception on lead gen costing so much money, right? But what are some of the ways that you have generated leads that didn't even cost you money? Like I know you door knocked when you first started. But yeah, tell us.
Okay, so I will always go to door knocking because it's so, and I still door knock. I'm door knocking this afternoon. Like I have a farm. I picked an area and I go out and I'm dropping.
Can't wait. But for those that don't know what you mean by farm, because you don't mean like cows and chickens all day.
Actually,
I mean, I would love that.
Just, but it,
want to work no farm.
I literally get that illusion of like, it would be great to live on a farm. You like to mud and you don't like animals really like, I think you like animals, so I don't want to touch everything. Wow, so no.
So to clarify, not an actual farm, but like farming an area.
Farming an area. So I have a neighborhood that I've been working, and the ChatGPT could really help you with this. Is that you could ask that is what are the areas that have like higher turnover and what does that look like? And so I have one. I've paired up with my lender, and we either mail, which does cost money. We mail postcards, or we door knock and just drop things off. And so
Still very inexpensive.
very inexpensive. So we're doing that, and then open houses. You should be doing open houses.
So it sounds like you're not like rewriting the steps, right? You're just sticking to what works.
Yes, and I do. I'll do Popeye gifts. So I have thank you cards, like always thank you cards. I put them in like a cute little bag. I add a note, add some candy, drop them off. Grateful, faithful, blah blah blah. Letter referrals. Popeye. I used to knock on their door, but I think that freaks people out. So like nobody really wants to open the door like randomly. Like, I don't even hear it. Older generations actually like it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is fun. But like younger generations are like, why are you knocking on my door?
So like you didn't text.
So, yeah, like we didn't schedule this like 6 months in advance. Like you're just showing like crazy. And so I now just like leave it on the porch. I take a picture. I send it off. I get probably 99% response from.
Oh, I love that.
And people are so excited. And they're the little things. I went to Trader Joe's. I got these like cookie mix things, and they were $3, $4. Dropped those off. People were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so sweet." It's not about what you're doing necessarily, what you're dropping off. It's about the intention. It's about just making a contact. And so that was something that I love to do. I read
Staying connected too.
Yeah, connected. Like, and I write a newsletter, so I mail that out. But the thing is, like, if you don't have a lot of people, say you just moved here, you don't know who to talk to, who to call. Well, you got to create a sphere of influence. What do? You do open houses. You do door knocking. Get in front of people. They will become your sphere of influence. As you could do. I mean, yesterday, I keep referencing this because it was so impactful Easter, but he's like, well, I have my people I coach do 10 open houses. Wow. I said, if you do 10 open houses a week and you do it for a week, 10 open houses a week, for 8 months, you will close 2 a month.
Yeah, I mean,
And they have to last at least 45 minutes.
okay.
Can you, I mean,
But I can see that because it's a lot of prep, it's a lot of conversations that you're having, whether you're knocking to invite people or people are just showing up. You have to get familiar with the areas with other listings that are near. Yeah. So you're putting in a lot of prep.
yeah. And we just need to
To generate.
yeah. So yeah, that's it. Those guys can like but it's free.
Yeah.
It's free. You door knock it, like you're probably not going to be doing the full like I'm going to door knock it and then I'm going to cold call it. I'm going to do like you're doing 10. You're not doing that, but you're putting out your signs. While you're there, you might as well be working, right? So you have like 2 hours of work, and then people come in, and then they leave. You follow up with them, send them a text, send them an email, throw them on a campaign. And, they might not be buying now, but if they're looking at open houses, they probably buy triple.
Yeah, it's in their radar for sure.
So I actually door knocked, what was it, 7 months ago? Or not, sorry, it's 7 years ago. And
It's a little
different. I was door it was 7 years ago, and I put them into my spirit influence, like just marketed to them, got in emails, got my, and
Well, and I know you do like client appreciation events once in a while. At least like once a quarter you're doing those, or how?
yeah, like 2 a year.
Okay.
For sure. And then I try to add like an extra like micro event for my, my top 50 hat. Well, yeah, that was crazy. They called me 7 years. They weren't even in my top like people I was actually reaching out to necessarily, because I have them all the way east state. They were like, go see 8 or 10. And they were like, hey, do you want to list my house? Well, yeah. Well,
Tell me who you are.
just kidding. No, for real. So I was like,
What's your last name? That's amazing, though. That really speaks to why consistency is so important, right? And letting what already works work for you. Like you didn't rewrite the way, you just stuck to what has worked in the past. And here it is.
yeah.
And I love that because this isn't really at least from what I've seen, this is not an industry where you can get impatient. Things take time and you have to put in the work even when you are on a high. Would you agree? Like you've got a bunch under contract, you're getting closings, whatever. But if you're not still feeding your network and staying connected and finding new people to add to your network, it's not going to be that way in 2 months. Like,
I mean, you have to stay hungry.
yeah,
To stay
yeah, that's right. We're it.
And you have to just have that for it of just doing the same thing daily. Now, am I always good at that? No, nobody is. Like, right? I mean, there's a few people,
Especially when you're self-employed, right? Like, how hard is it to every single day get yourself motivated?
yeah,
Be like, I'm responsible for every single decision I make today, and if I fail, I'm at fault. Like, that's intense.
And every day you get up and you decide, do I want to sleep in a little later? Do I want to go to the gym? Do I want to improve my butter? Do I want to scroll on TikTok for 5 hours? Like, do I want to make my calls? Like, who's holding your account? Who's there? And being around, because I did work from home for a while, and I'm back in an office 3 days a week. And I have to say, I love being in an office space again. It was nice being home for a little while.
Yeah,
I had that office for so long, but it was nice to be back in that office space and have people around me who were also making calls, and I was making calls, and then I'm also coaching. So I'm like, I really better be doing what I need to be doing. And
it just sounds like it's helped keep you more accountable too, even though you're already doing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, I will learn from anybody. I got a new agent, and she's so cute. She came up and she's like, I took this class and I learned this. And I'm like, great. Do you want to teach all of us? Like, bring what you learn, because we have to stay humble. We have to learn from everyone. We don't always know everything. And I think sometimes, in the beginning, I felt like I learned a lot, and then I was like, I got this. Like, I know. And now I'm like, well, I don't actually have it. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still ready to learn from anybody who wants to teach me, because I know, like,
I love that so much.
I don't know it all.
Yeah,
I know a little bit, but
and this is a space where things are always changing, and you do have to stay ahead of the game. So if you're not open to growth and knowledge, you're going to be stuck. And you've been implementing it, so you know that more than any. most of us.
And then the social media aspect of it now, I'm like, I think they had those funny things of people out there like, I gotta sell houses and negotiate, and I gotta be an influencer.
Oh, no one told us we'd be actors.
Like, we didn't need to sing and dance, which I say out of
Elementary talent shows are paying off finally.
all those karaoke had to come in handy.
Okay, so kind of on a personal note, what's something very interesting that most people don't know about you?
Oh,
Or unexpected. Yeah, either interesting or unexpected.
interesting or unexpected. I got. I mean, I sometimes think I'm like a complete open book, but I'd say interesting. Most people don't know I was an appraiser. That's something that not yet people know I have that background.
Which comes in so clutch for everything you're doing.
But
I've called you in the past and I'm like, Curl, help me out here, not finding anything comparable.
I know. So that's coming so handy. And then something kind of I won dance competitions, like swing dancing.
Gosh, I didn't know this about you.
No, this is like big dance, swing dancing back in the like anxiety. So I won a couple competitions doing West Coast swing, and yeah, I love to dance. So
That is awesome. And fun.
yeah, so that's kind of and then just got I've got my 4 babies, and
Yeah.
that's
You're a very present mom. Somehow I love seeing your stories and stuff, just all the fun things you do with your kids and that you have done in all their stages.
yeah. I mean, now that I am becoming this empty nester mom, my youngest is a senior, and I choose.
I'm not ready for this.
I'm ready. Nobody prepares you for what empty nesting looks like, and how to parent adult children, because it's not the same. And so that's something I've been really exploring and trying to learn and do better. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And being that thing and doing it hard. You can do hard things. It's funny, my kids can say that too.
So, of course, that's something I've never forgotten that you told us. So it is very helpful.
It's been a mantra forever, because I truly believe that. I truly believe it. And I say that to myself all the time still. Like, how can you hard things? Like, this is hard. This time is hard. This business can be a lot icky, and I can do it. And if it's about work, well, I can outwork. I can outwork people. Like, I can do that. I might not be the smartest. I know I've been the most, I'm not, my TikToks aren't amazing, my story, like all that. But I can work hard, and I can try, and I can keep learning. So,
oh my gosh, that's so inspiring. I love that. And with this, okay, so first of all, I'm just so thankful that you made the time to do this with me.
so fun.
It's kind of incredible that I'm still learning things about you, even though I've known you for so long. But I want to give other people the opportunity to connect with you. I know you are mentoring and coaching actively, and you're still helping clients and family and friends make these big decisions of navigating through whether it's selling, buying, or investing. And so with that, what is your future looking like for this next year? I can't talk, I guess. But for this next year, forgetting to speak is good. But yeah, this next year, what are some big goals you've got in place? I mean, maybe share like one to three of them.
So I am working on, and I work with a team and a brokerage. So we are, my goal is to help expand that. And we've got some really fun, I guess, we've got a couple of different, so it's like almost a baby boutique brokerage that's based under a big brokerage that we're powered by it. So we can have a lot of like flexibility of things that we can do with our brokerage, and working, we have a couple of different team options. So we're looking outside the box of how we can help, not even new agents, but experienced agents get more leads and have more, like, have that accountability, have some more coaching, still work your business as an individual agent, and then also receive leads from the team and coaching and ideas for your own sphere of influence and helping fill the gaps that you may have had. So that's really fun. So I'm working on developing like all the training programs and recruiting and coaching. And then yeah, that's huge. Yeah, it's huge. And I love it. It's where my passion is. And then, well, first just saying I'm really active in real estate, even though the last couple years have been a little tricky. At this point, I just feel like, okay, I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on everything because next year is going to be an amazing year. And yeah, I'm going to help lots of families buy and sell houses. And then, yeah, a personal goal is Italy. Oh, cool.
Wow.
So yeah, my goal is to get to Italy and spend,
Do you have like a time frame that you want to be up there?
I'd like to go next fall. And okay, no, I'm changing this. I will go next fall. I will already spending 3 weeks, and it will be the first like real vacation where I'm not dragging my laptop like I was in Scotland, like dragging it to Swiss. So I'm gonna take a real vacation.
Like fully checked out. Oh my gosh, that's so brave of you.
I've never done it. So some of guys, I'm gonna have my laptop.
I to be ready for my fingers crossed. You better tell me Tippy, Obi, praying for you. Don't open it.
I think it's important to have a goal that you want to, because this business is hard and it does feel a little daunting when every deal feels like such a struggle. Everything is just it just feels harder than that.
Having those rewards make it worth it.
You got to have something to look forward to. So that is my look forward to. And my son's going to graduate. So we're going to go to work. So I got a couple of fun things planned. And yeah, just watching all my kids, reaching their goals. And it's going to be a really good year. A lot of people, when you hear the market's going to be bad, you're like, oh, just gotta get through this one next year. And I had a shift yesterday where I just thought, no, I don't want to just wish the next year away, because it might be harder. So I'm going to enjoy this year. It's going to be harder, but you know what? I'm going to work really hard and think about what it'll look like once the market does shift, and all that hard work will really be paying off. So yeah, I just want to shift it. Instead of we're just trying to get through life, trying to just get through this hard part, enjoying the process, let's just figure out ways to find the joy where you can, because that's
even through the growing pains, there is joy. You get to feel that, so that when you have the reward, it is even more enjoyable.
Yeah. And so I'm excited for what 2026 is going to bring.
Yes, and I know it seems like we've still got a few months, but that's going to come around the corner tomorrow, basically.
5 days left.
Yeah, so tomorrow in real estate,
so that you get to work, guys. Christmas is coming. We got to do deal.
After it's January 1st.
I know. I had a mentor say, "Hey, it's a pumpkin spice mentality," and he was all like, "Hey, everybody's slipping into pumpkin spice mentality. Nobody wants to work. This is your time. So step up and run, because you have less competition." And I've always taken that, and I've always had a really good distinguish because of it.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, I am so grateful. You've shared so much insight, and I mean, I am a huge fan, and I love and respect you so much. But it's great that now I get to share this with our consumers and our peers, and I want to give them the opportunity to reach out to you. Can you share maybe your social media handle and your number, and then we'll get that out?
Yeah. So Michael and I are all old school.
Yes. I mean, I like old school. I'm still taking handwritten, I guess.
So give me a call, Rebecca Turpin, 801-750-5241. And my business is homegrown. And I think you can find me on, my Instagram is Rebecca.Turpin. And
we'll share it on here.
Yeah, share it all.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. So much fun.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.